Hi, welcome to this video. My name is Runepanel, you can call me Rune, and today let's talk about the new Assassin's Creed game. So, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really know what this Assassin's Creed game was called. Every Assassin's Creed game the last few years has kind of fallen into this category, new Assassin's Creed game. And that's how I've been referring to every AC title that has been released, say the past maybe 5 to 10 years. Now, I like many of the Assassin's Creed games. I grew up playing them, like many others did. I played the second one. I never played the first one, okay? No first one, but the second one, third one, fourth one, third one again. And I like the older games more. I've also tried Odyssey, Origins, Valhalla, as Mirage, whatever. It didn't really stick to me, right? That's the new gen Assassin's Creed, and you got the old gen Assassin's Creed. You know, if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. I'll pull up all the Assassin's Creeds on the screen so you see exactly which ones I played. But the point is here, okay? The takeaway, guys, is I know Assassin's Creed pretty well, both the way it was before and the way it is now. I'm not the biggest fan, but I've been through its streets several times. So, I will say this off the rip. This new Assassin's Creed game, it's garbage. It's just another one of Ubisoft's games that has gone through the shitter and out the front, and it was presented on a pretty plastic platter meant to look like silver, and you get nice utensils that are wrapped in plastic that looks like gold. It looks good on the outside, it's not good on the inside. In my opinion, it's just janky. It doesn't feel good to play. It's just another copy reskin of the previous games, except it feels even a bit more flashier with the abilities. And it borderline has, again, none of the charm the old Assassin's Creed games have. Of course, Assassin's Creed hasn't really been the same and has slowly become something else over the many years of its release. You know, I loved the action parts in, say, the second game, the third game, and whatever, right? I liked the early actions, even though it was really bad, it was really subpar when you were actually fighting close combat, you know, full alert on the enemies. It wasn't good, but I enjoyed it, right? I liked it. It was still fun. You had some cool execute moves here and there. It was cool. I like to fight my way out of situations if I had to, because the first few games felt really all about stealth and then a bit about, you know, loud combat. It wasn't the core gameplay feature, and it sure showed, but it was there as a backup and it was good enough, right? That's how I felt, at least. With this Assassin's Creed, either you're a high enough level to fight the enemies loud and going banging, because you in this game you have parry systems, you have dodge systems, you have abilities, you have a stamina and health bar, you have Estus flasks like Dark Souls, you know, you have all of that. Or you can play stealth, which is basically one-shot kill on every single enemy, give or take. And for those wondering, the gear system is still there. You still get gear and it's better stats, and you just become stronger by having better gear and better stats. It always feels like this is I hated that system, the whole gear system. I really didn't like it. It was my first complaint when it first released, and it just kept coming over and over again, and I never enjoyed it. And it just feels like I'm playing like a looter shooter, except it's a looter slasher, I guess. It just doesn't feel right. I don't feel like Assassin's Creed games fit with that concept. Maybe I'm wrong here, I don't know, but I just don't like it. At least the way it's done here in Ubisoft. Here's another thing I actually realized playing this game. The original games, right, or several of the old games, even some of the new ones, they're based in cities. Big, bustling cities with life, rooftops, people, structures, whatever. They sent me into a immersed world of a town, and I'm an assassin in a town or a village or a city or like a country, you know what I mean? Like you're in a big place and you can hide among the crowds, you can hide among the buildings and the shadows that they cascade on the city. In Assassin's Creed Shadows or Origins, the Egypt one, right, with the desert, you're only in the wilderness. You know, there's so much wilderness in the game, so much open space that you're exploring Egypt or exploring Japan. It just doesn't feel right. I don't feel like I'm an assassin among people to assassinate people. I'm just an assassin guy outside of the city exploring the country. It just doesn't feel right to me. I just don't feel like that's interesting at all. It feels like it's trying to copy a game like Ghost of Tsushima or something like that. Except it's not as near as good looking or mechanically, you know? So yeah, that's my little rant about the gameplay. Let's quickly talk about the story. Because you know what? I like the first part. The intro, actually. I think it was pretty cool. Where you play as Diogo or Yasuke, or I actually don't know his real name. Yeah, about him, his story. You know, a black man in feudal Japan, speaking Japanese language fluently. And he looks like an absolute unit and like a really cool character. I like that idea. It's a very interesting beat to me. I would have loved to play just as him. And you know what? If I had a story about him, this man in Japan, it was a different game, I would have loved that game. I would have absolutely loved that game. But yeah, his story, really interesting. I would have loved to actually experience more of that story. But that story only lasted for about, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes. And they then move over to Naomi, I think, or Naui. I don't really know her name, I'll be honest. I actually forgot. But her story, I did not find interesting. I kind of started skipping almost like towards the end of my recording because I was just not interested. And her part is like replaying the tutorial again after getting the tutorial. And the story just keeps on going and going and going. And you get this tiny tidbit of gameplay. And then back to story and unskippable walking scenes. And you're playing for 3 hours basically, right? And nothing is happening. It felt so over the top and it just kinda irked me. Also, I hated her attack animation. It just felt so flashy. I didn't feel like I was playing an Assassin's Creed game at all. She was doing backflips and spins and roundhouse kicks and I don't know what, like it was just over the top. I did not like it at all. I just didn't feel like she fit into the whole game, I'll be honest. I don't know, I just didn't feel like it. And as I said, I started skipping. And I did this right when she was retrieving the box and then the 15 big bad guys appeared and they beat her up, they beat her dad up, and they took the box. And I'm gonna be honest, I hated this scene so much. This was the most goofy ass scene I've seen in my life in cutscenes. Basically, you get knocked down, and then they show you this like line of 15 guys, literally horizontal line, okay? And they all have masks on, and they all look, you know, unique on their own way, whatever. But this song also starts playing in the background, and it's the most unfitting song. The song does not fit the cutscene, and I have never played a game. I have never played a game where they have a cutscene, and the song in the cutscene does not fit the cutscene. It felt like I wasn't playing a game at all. I felt like I was watching a YouTube edit, okay? I felt like a dude had edited this song in, and there was a YouTube edit of this scene. It was so wild. I hated it so much. I was confused, and it was just wrong, okay? I really wanted to Alt F4 and just stop playing the game completely and just, you know, make this review. But I didn't. I played a few more hours. I explored the world a bit. I got the super premium armor that was just busted. And, you know, I ran around and did some things. But, man, how'd I put it? I did not like the game. After you start, you know, after you're done and you get to explore freely, kinda, you get to explore the world. And it just feels like there's just enemies everywhere, just scattered around. Like, here's a group of 3 guys. Oh, walk 100 meters. Here's a group of 5 guys. Walk 100 meters. Oh, a group of 2 guys. Walk 100 meters. A group of 3 guys. And they're just spread out like that for you to fight or assassinate or kill for some XP. And it's just like, why are they there? Why are they so like placed in between each other? It just doesn't feel good or right, or I don't know. I just didn't feel good. I feel like they missed out on some story parts. Some of the story was really interesting, but I just didn't get to experience it. Other part of the story was really uninteresting and I didn't want to experience it. And I don't know if the whole making two storylines work, you know, indirect to each other, because you get to experience both sides of a war, right? You experience the rebellion or whatever, the opposing side and the opposers, right? So you get to see both sides of a story of a war, which is, I guess, interesting. And you've seen this happen in a few other games. I don't have them exactly over the top of my head, but I feel like this is not a crazy unique concept. But I just don't feel like it was done well at all. It just felt so underwhelming, and I didn't like it. Okay, I'll just say it. I didn't like it. But let's wrap this video up. The game costs, well, depending on where you buy it. You can get the game at Ubisoft Plus Pass. It's like a Game Pass thing, right? That costs 20 bucks, I'd say. I think it's like $19 or $18 or $7, whatever. It's like 20 bucks, right? If you want to own the game itself, Assassin's Creed Shadows, it's available at 70 euros or $70. Whooping full price cost. It's not cheap. I would just recommend you play through the Game Pass if you even play it in Ubisoft Plus, okay? If you really want to try it. Ubisoft Plus, that's where you find it. Otherwise, I don't know. I feel like this is definitely one of the more underwhelming Assassin's Creed. If you want to play an Assassin's Creed, play some of the older ones. Try them out. They're usually on sale. If not, I'm sure you can find them in different ways online. But yeah, I didn't play the game too much, but I feel like I'm not gonna enjoy playing this game at all. I feel like this does not fit Assassin's Creed, a Japan theme. I feel like you should either be in the big bustling city and not out in the wild, so to say. I feel like that part of the gameplay just doesn't fit the whole game series in general. But that's me. I want to hear from you guys too. Please tell me in the comments how you feel. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? What parts do you think could be better in the game? What parts could be worse? What do you hate? What do you not hate? You know, tell me more about it. Tell me if I'm wrong. I would love to know if I'm just wrong. All right. But yeah, that's all from me, guys. Thank you for watching, and I guess I'll see you in the next video.